Welcome to Majestic Park in the Spa City Hot Springs for the final state championship game of this 3-day coverage. It's going to be the 5A matchup, the Benton Lady Panthers and the Farmington Lady Cardinals. Good evening, everyone. Along with Bobby Swafford, I'm Michael Westbrook. A fun matchup to wrap up 3 days here in Hot Springs, the 5A softball championship. And Bobby, we know that this one's going to be won in the circle. You expect good pitching when you get to this level.
Well, anytime you get to this point of the season, you have to have good pitching, but you also have to be able to find ways to win games in different fashion. Farmington's won 2 games by a single run in the state tournament. Benton hasn't given up a single run in the state tournament.
It's been impressive on both sides, 2 very good teams. Let's take a look at our players to watch.
Yeah, starting with Benton in the circle, as you mentioned, at Rexy Crane. How about 136 innings pitched? All she's done is strike out 176 batters, an earned run average of 0.6. That means she's given up less than a run per game anytime she steps onto the field. So she's going to be a big key if Benton's going to be successful today, but they also have to play defense behind her, finding ways to play defense and do it efficiently. Can't give up extra base runners to Farmington. Their coach said that was one of the biggest reasons that they did not give up a single run here in this state tournament.
And then how about on the other side for Farmington? It's a freshman. What a record she has this year.
Yeah, we talk about pressure moments. You always want to look to the experience, maybe the seniors. Farmington's got a freshman in the circle, and all she's done is take this 5A competition and chew it up and spit it out. 17-1 overall on the year, an ERA of 1.09, 121 strikeouts. Big reason why Farmington's playing for a state championship, but they've got to find a way to manufacture runs against such a good pitcher in Rexy Crane. Benton hasn't given up a run in this entire tournament. The first one that Farmington can scratch across, maybe that puts a chink in the armor and puts a little doubt in the favorite.
Well, a few of the championship games have had to battle weather, but it looks like we're all clear for tonight. Perfect skies, 74 degrees. First pitch is coming up in just a moment. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas TV Sports.
This broadcast is underwritten in part by...
Since 1937, the electric cooperatives of Arkansas have been providing power to homes, farms, and businesses across our state. The cooperatives are member-owned and work together to serve Arkansans. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas proudly support high school students and athletics in Arkansas and hope you enjoy watching the state championship games on Arkansas TD Sports. Better connected together, the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. UAMS is a proud supporter of Arkansas TD Sports. UAMS Health provides orthopedic and sports medicine care across Arkansas, supporting athletes and teams throughout the state. Find out more at uamshealth.com.
Centennial Bank supports communities across Arkansas and is a proud supporter of the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas TV Sports. Providing financial services since 1999. Member FDIC. More at my100bank.com.
Everett Buick GMC provides vehicles to Arkansans and supports local organizations. Community involvement has been part of our story for generations. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas TV Sports. More at everettbgmc.com.
For over 70 years, Farm Bureau Insurance has offered coverage for automobiles, homes, farms, and lives across Arkansas. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association. More at afbic.com.
Just about ready for first pitch in the 5A state championship. Both teams' number 1 seeds. A coin flip has Benton as the visitor, and here is their lineup leading off. KB Moinks, the sophomore. Lakin Griffin, a junior, hits second. Peyton Stewart, the catcher, will bat third. It is Audrey Diazavana will bat in the cleanup spot. AC Lackey hitting fifth. AZ Morrow batting sixth. Corbin Keene hitting seventh. London Borough and it is Aubrey Jackson rounding out the batting order. And, of course, we already told you about Rexy Crane will be in the circle for Benton.
One thing to pay attention to for this Benton lineup, and this is how Farmington's going to line up defensively, Benton's hitting .413 as a team.
Impressive. Defense behind Hadley Hayes in the circle. Left to right in the outfield, Jones, Martinez, Travis. And left to right on the infield, Rakoff, Gore, Shirey, and Gardenhire. Chloe Thomas is the catcher behind the plate. Hadley Hayes, first pitch. And we are underway at 7:05, right on time. Misses for ball one to get the game started.
Starting the game hot is so important in softball. Momentum, such a big thing. And you can see Benton's going to try to find a way to get on base any way you can. .419 average on the season. That doesn't mean they're not afraid to play a little small ball as well. Swing
and a miss on the slap attempt there from Moix. The shortstop back in with a 1-1 count. Tried to lay down the bunt that time, fouled back. Thomas picks it up in foul territory, a ball and 2 strikes to get things started.
Sometimes you think that coaches maybe type the stats a little too fast, and you think, okay, maybe they did that with Moix as well. .637 batting average, .764 slugging percentage, and only struck out twice this year.
Incredible. And we'll take that one right there for the 3rd time this season that she has struck out. Hadley Hayes, the freshman, wins the early battle. Is that the broadcaster jinx on the first batter, Bobby?
Yeah, how big is that for a freshman and a confidence level in a championship game and against a team like Benton who's 30-2 on the season to get a punch out on your first at bat?
Lakin Griffin right back to the pitcher, now fielding her own position. Hayes over to first base for the out, 2 up and 2 down to get the game started.
Sometimes you always have to wonder, how does a pitcher go from throwing underhand as a delivery to the plate and all of a sudden field the position and throw overhand to first base? No problem for the freshman in the circle.
This will bring up Peyton Stewart, the senior catcher.
Let's go, Peyton.
She'll look at the first pitch high for ball one. 24-4 record for Farmington, 29-3 the mark for Benton. 1-0 count. Hayes fires home low, and it's 2-0.
These are two teams that are used to playing for state championships. Farmington won a 4A title just a few seasons ago. Of course, Benton, one of the perennial powers in the entire state of Arkansas. They're in that same conversation with the Bentonvilles, the Harbors, and the like.
2-0 swung on, lifted to center, caught by Destiny Martinez on the line drive out. It's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Hadley Hayes as she shuts down the Benton Lady Panthers in order in the visiting half of the first. We'll see Farmington coming to bat in just a moment. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas TV Sports.
Hi, I'm Carlton Wing, Executive Director and CEO of Arkansas TV. For nearly 60 years, Arkansas's only statewide public television network has been part of your home, informing, inspiring, and strengthening communities across our state. That commitment hasn't changed. What continues to guide us is a simple promise: to tell Arkansas stories with care and integrity. We are renewing our focus on local storytelling, highlighting the people, places, culture, and history that make Arkansas special. But we can only fulfill this mission with your partnership. If you already support Arkansas TV, thank you. If you are able, we hope you'll consider making a gift today. Your contribution is an investment in education, in local storytelling, and in everything that makes public television an essential resource for Arkansans. We're committed to serving Arkansas today and for generations to come. Thank you for being part of the Arkansas TV family.
Want to see more Arkansas stories? Subscribe to Arkansas TV on YouTube for original productions, extras from your favorite local programs, and our exclusive coverage of high school sports. All available on demand. Scan the QR code to subscribe now.
Bottom of the first inning, it's Farmington coming to bat for the first time in this game. Tatum Rakall, Destiny Martinez, Hadley Hayes, Kale Jones, Emma Gore, Chloe Thomas, Oakley Travis, Kaylee Burr, Reed Shirey round out the batting order. And Rexy Crane in the center circle for the Benton Lady Panthers. And the defense from left to right, it's Griffin, DeJavana, Keene, and then left to right on the infield, Morrow, Moinks, Jackson, and Burrow. And Stewart is the catcher behind the plate. Bottom of the first, underway here. First pitch strike from Crane to Tatum Rakall, the sophomore third baseman.
We talked about how proficient Benton's offense was, 413 on the season. Farmington not too far behind, 393 team batting average.
Rakov hitting .469 out of the leadoff spot for Farmington. Impressive.
That'll do a job. Talk about getting on base pretty much every other time she steps up.
So when your leadoff hitter is slugging .500, really impressive. That one's high outside for a ball. 2-1 the count to the leadoff hitter for Farmington. 13-1 mark in the 5A West. Again, 24-4 overall. Benton shut down an order in the first part of the first inning. Just off the plate, actually on the corner for a strike to make it 2-2.
If Crane can live there and gets the call, it's going to be a long day for Farmington. That one on the edge of the black, maybe a touch outside, but either way gets the call. The pitcher's best friend.
176 strikeouts this year from Crane. That one fouled back. Count stays even at 2-2. 136 innings pitched, 176 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 121 against her.
That's tough.
That
tough
is.
sledding. And again, that's why they have won 29 of 32.
2-2 delivery. Popped up. Sent to right center, and the right fielder will make the catch. Corbin Keene, one up and one down.
Good size park here at Majestic, 225 to dead center, a little bigger than the high schools are used to. About the same size as the park that they play the College World Series in Oklahoma City, so not out of the norm. So fly ball, not necessarily a bad thing in the middle part of the field. So if you go gaps and in, you can live there as a pitcher. You let anything up over down the lines, it's got a chance to go.
Junior center fielder Destiny Martinez, bases empty, one out. And to go along with that 225 to straightaway center, 200 down the lines. First pitch, strike one to Martinez. 74 degrees game time temperature. Looks like we're going to stay about that temperature over the next 30 minutes or so, and it might cool off a couple of degrees, but a little bit cloudy. Other than that, really good weather, especially compared to earlier today.
Yeah, anything was better than earlier today.
I was worried about you guys sitting at my house down the road.
Well, that's the beauty of spring championships. Doesn't matter what town you play them, what park you play them, Mother Nature is going to play the biggest role.
2 balls and a strike now to Martinez. And Martinez hitting .348. Well, that rise ball, Gaither couldn't come up with it on that one. Great pitch to level the count at 2 each.
One soccer game is about halfway home, and this is the final game in the high school athletic season for 25-26. And then we'll pause and reset, recharge the batteries come the fall, and get ready for a new year.
2-2 at the knees, called strike 3. 2 up and 2 down in the bottom half of the first.
Crane is just burning the edges, and that time goes inside, then right back out in the outside corner, and could do nothing but offer and look. That's a perfectly placed pitch, no arguments. Heads back to the dugout.
Bases empty, no score early, bottom of the first. Hadley Hayes, the freshman, starting pitcher for Farmington in the 3 spot in the lineup.
So not only can she get it done in the circle as a freshman, she's right in the teeth of the lineup. Jason Shirey has a ton of confidence, and why not when you've got a talent like that?
Hitting .429, takes the first one outside for a ball. And Crane delivers, swung on and missed. 1-1.
So a lot of movement on that offering from Crane. That late movements and forced a wave and a miss from her pitching counterpart.
1-1 delivery. Ooh, change up right there, tough to hit.
You can do nothing but just grunt at that. That change up pulls the string.
Throws her at the plate, and it's 1-2.
It's kind of hung in the air like a yo-yo. Just couldn't offer.
See if she goes back to it. Fastball this time outside, 2-2.
Even though she doesn't get the call, I really like the decision there from Crane to go just off the edge and try to get the youngster Hayes to chase, but she would not oblige.
Two delivery, swung on and missed. 2 strikeouts in the inning for the starter Rexy Crane, and both sides go down in order in the first. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on after 1, no score. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas TV Sports.
Since 1937, the electric cooperatives of Arkansas have been providing power to homes, farms, and businesses across our state. The cooperatives are member-owned and work together to serve Arkansans. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas proudly support high school students and athletics in Arkansas, and hope you enjoy watching the state championship games on Arkansas TV Sports. Better connected together, the electric cooperatives of Arkansas.
Join the ranks of corporate sponsors and business partners at Arkansas TV. Your support will shine a light on your business with recognition on air and at major community events. Plus, our viewers love the businesses that underwrite their favorite programs. Showcase your company while making a meaningful impact on lifelong learning. Partner with Arkansas TV to build a brighter future for our state.
You can experience the action all over again of these championship games, and you can do it next week on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com/Arkansas TV to watch the games on demand.
Well, they've been quick to post them, too. You might be able to find it before next week. So go check it out and go watch all the action. Top of the second inning, no score between Benton and Farmington. You see Hadley Hayes back in the center circle for the Lady Cardinals. Impressive in the first. Started off with a strikeout looking and then able to get a ground ball out and a line out. A little bit of everything in that first. And we'll see 4, 5, 6 in the batting order for the Benton Lady Panthers. DiGiovanna going after the first pitch and booted by Emma Gore. The shortstop on at first is the leadoff hitter for Benton.
It doesn't matter how you get on as long as you do, and Audrey able to put the ball in play, mishandled by the Farmington defense, and the first miscue benefits the Panthers.
And a dance move at first as well. AC Lackey, the senior, now stands in.
.333 average on the year for Lackey.
Showing bunt, pops it up, and it's caught foul territory by the first baseman, Gardenhire, who is right there to make the play, and the runner has to hold it first.
Coach Heidi Cox going to be frustrated with that. You're trying to move that runner into scoring position. As you know, runs are going to be at a premium today. Could not move the runner over. Wasted opportunity.
1 out, 1 on. AZ Morrow, the senior third baseman, takes for a strike.
Finding a way to be comfortable pitching on the inside half as a young pitcher is really difficult. You know, we're already seeing Hayes try to establish herself on the inside, not afraid to come to this inside of this dangerous Benton lineup.
Fouled off of Morrow for a strike. It's 0-2. She's in the hole here. You said it earlier, Benton, this is where they have been in the state championship game so many times in recent past. Champions in 4 of the last 5 seasons. Swung on and missed on the high heat. 3 pitches and a strikeout.
You come inside, then you climb the ladder, and Hayes blows by the Lady Panthers hitter. And now because of the sacrifice bunt, couldn't be put down. 2 out, and that runner still at first.
2 strikeouts for Hadley Hayes. And here is Corbin Keene, the sophomore. Been swinging away early here. Been going after some of these pitches. Fouled back for strike 1.
When you're facing someone who's going to be in the strike zone consistently, and Hayes has shown you're going to do that, the best pitch may be one of the first couple in the at bat you see.
Hayes delivers the 0-1 high. Runner's going to go, throw down a bit late, stolen base for DiGiovanna. And so she's in scoring position now with 2 down.
And the throw from Thomas is kind of tailing off to the first base side of second base. A nice job by the second baseman, Gore, ranging over to keep that ball from going into center field.
1-1 pitch. skied high into the air and caught by Shiree, the second baseman, just on the cut of that outfield turf, and it ends the threat. No runs, no hits, one left on. Go to the bottom of the second in just a moment. No score. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas TV Sports.
As our nation marks 250 years, we honor the heroic service and sacrifice of our military and their families. The National Memorial Day Concert.
Join me, Joe Mantegna.
And me, Gary Sinise.
With Noah Wiley, Melissa Leo, Andy Grammer, Mickey Guyton, Jamie Johnson, Mary McCormick, Laura Osnes, and Alan Jackson. The National Memorial Day Concert.
Tomorrow evening at 7.
Everett Buick GMC provides vehicles to Arkansans and supports local organizations. Community involvement has been part of our story for generations. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas TV Sports. More at everettbgmc.com.
Get your live action photos from the game at arkansastv.gov/sports. You can grab free downloads, have prints made. These are a great championship keepsake. And have to give a huge shout out to Braden Botts, who's been out here all weekend long, battling the weather with all the fans and the rest of the crew, getting these great shots that are free. Able to download, again, on arkansastv.gov/sports.
Yeah, great photos. I always go back and look for them as well. Here we are in the bottom of the second inning. No score between Benton and Farmington. Rexy Crane back to work in the circle for the Benton Lady Panthers. It's 4, 5, and 6 due up for Farmington. Jones, Gore, and Thomas. And Cale Jones, the left field sophomore, takes the first one for a strike. Swings away at this one down the right field line, foul, and is very quickly 0-2.
Getting ahead of a good hitter here is Jones, 438 average on the season, 35 hits, among the team leaders for Farmington. That's why she's in the teeth of the lineup.
Farmington had some close games in the state tournament. Played at Greene County Tech in Paragould. The 0-2 delivery. Whoa, that one a bit up high, and it's 1-2 as that one just got away from Crane. Beat Valley View 2-1. Then Greenbrier 6-5. Talk about some hold your breath moments in those two games, and then able to cruise a little bit against Sylvan Hills, 5-1. 1-2 off the plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Coach Jason Shiree took over the program here at Farmington just a few seasons ago. Got them back as a perennial power.
2-2, hard hit ground ball. That is up the middle, a base hit past the second baseman Jackson, and it's a leadoff single for Cale Jones.
That's what Farmington needed in order in the first, but able to get to that first base runner here in the second. And now try to put a little pressure on this Benton team that has not allowed a run in the entire state tournament.
Now Emma Gore, another sophomore, back-to-back sophomores in this lineup with a freshman before that, and Hayes, who ended the first inning. Gore takes low.
Farmington's been extremely successful in girls athletics this year. In the championship game in volleyball, won a basketball championship, now in the finals here in softball. And the common factor there, a lot of young talent, not just senior-led. They've got a lot of talent coming back on all three of those teams.
Here's Gore back in the box, a 1-0 count. And right back to the pitcher. She'll go to second for one, back to first, not quite in time. A near double play, but a good job by Rexy Crane to field the position with Moix covering the bag at second.
We're watching the multi-view here in the booth and able to see a lot of different angles. That was a perfect throw from Crane. Right, you can see it right there. It leads the shortstop into the relay throw. Double plays are extremely rare in softball, but the pitcher Crane, because of the delivery to the second base bag, gave her defense at least a chance.
Yeah, nearly had one there. Impressive throw. Good job fielding her position. Now Chloe Thomas, a senior catcher, with 1 out and 1 on, takes the first one for a ball.
Yeah, a lot of late movement again for Crane, tailing away from Thomas. Catcher able to lay off.
Thomas hitting .345. OPS in the 4 digits, 1.011. 1-0 count. Swung on and missed. Out in front of that one a bit, and it's 1-1.
Might have taken the foot off the gas a little bit. Tapered down the velocity to get in the zone, and Thomas couldn't adjust.
21 runs batted in for Thomas this season. 1-1 delivery from Rexy Crane. Missing low, and the runner's going to go. Throw down, not in time. Heads up base running there for Gore. She's in scoring position now at second base with only 1 out.
Almost zero chance for Peyton Stewart to throw out the base runner there. A changeup in the dirt. That one was almost impossible to field as a catcher, and no chance to throw down the speedy runner.
Foul back, and the count will stay 2 balls and 2 strikes to Chloe Thomas.
So we've got our first runner in scoring position for either side. Can Farmington scratch one across? We saw Benton unable to do the task of moving the runner over. Farmington, though, already has 1 out, but that runner's already in scoring position.
You mentioned Benton did not give up a run in their 3 playoff games so far. Postseason play beat Lakeside 15-0. Greenwood 4-0. And that one foul tipped into the glove for strike 3.
Again, that late movement. Riding away from the right-handing hitting catcher and swinging a miss and a big strikeout for Rexy Crane.
Yeah, makes it 2 outs. Runner in scoring position at second. Oakley Travis, the freshman. Again, there's only 3 seniors on this Farmington team. You're going to hear a lot of freshman and sophomore names mentioned. First at bat for Oakley Travis. Take off the plate and low for a ball, 1-0. And Travis is hitting .403 in her freshman campaign.
27 base hits, including 11 extra base hits.
Crane fires home. Nice pitch right there for a strike.
You're not seeing either one of these pitches miss over the heart of the plate. They're living on the edges, and again, that's why these 2 pitchers and these 2 teams have been really successful, because if you can avoid the heart of the plate, more times than not, you're going to avoid the barrel, and the weak contact means good things for a pitcher.
Catcher tried to frame that one up that time. Stewart doesn't get the call, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Runner at second, Emma Gore. Farmington trying to be the first team this postseason to get a run off of Benton. Crane delivers, and that's in for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Oakley Travis.
Travis has been probably as patient as any hitter for Farmington up to this point. She's seeing pitches, trying to pick it up out of the hand of Crane, but now she's got to be tough with 2 strikes.
Kaylee Burr waits on deck if she can reach. Here comes a 2-2 pitch from Crane, foul back. 2 strikeouts so far for Rexy Crane, who again came into this game with 176 strikeouts.
Strikeouts not really a big problem for Farmington on the season, but Oakley does have the most of any player in the stats, and it's only 15 strikeouts. That's pretty good contact rate.
Yep. 2-2 the count. Home plate umpire Justin Hedspeth, Eric Wallace at first, Darrell Williams at third. Now the miss outside for a ball. Runner thought about it, stays put at second base, and the count goes full.
That's really good patience there on the off-speed pitch. Thought about offering, but that changeup held up long enough that she was able to keep the bat on the shoulder and run the count full.
Crane ready to deliver the 3-2. Swung on and fouled back. What a battle.
A really good battle between Oakley Travis and Rexy Crane, but who's going to win it?
2 down in the inning, bottom of the second, no score. Crane taking her time here, and here comes the payoff pitch. Fouled back yet again. Pitch count, not as big of a deal in the softball game, but I certainly wish I would have kept up with it on this at-bat, because it feels like it's getting close to double digits.
Yeah, these two are just duking it out.
Crane's thrown 28 pitches so far, 17 of those for strikes. How about one more time on the payoff pitch? And again, fouled out of play.
Whoever's shagging foul balls in the park is going to get a workout here in this at-bat.
We're not giving away free snow cones, are we, for every foul ball?
We'd run out of snow cones 5 pitches ago.
Well, even Peyton Stewart, the catcher, wanted a little bit of a break there. And we'll try it again. Runner on at second. One more foul yet again. What a great at-bat from Oakley Travis, the freshman, in her first state championship plate appearance. And, you know, she's also helping the players behind her see some pitches. What could lead to opportunities later on.
Neither one wanting to give in. First base is open, so a walk here is not the end of the world for Crane, but she doesn't want that blemish on her line score.
Rexy Crane, the junior. Payoff pitch again. Low, and it is ball 4. First walk of the game issued on the longest at-bat of the game.
What patience from a freshman. You got a chance to drive in the first run of the state championship game, but able to sit back on that changeup and finally earn a walk.
15th walk of the season for Travis Oakley. And Crane had only walked 29 coming in.
11-pitch battle.
Wow. Well, we weren't quite to double digits when I said it then, but we got there. Kaylee Burr, the senior, at the plate now. Opportunity for Farmington. Runners at first and second, 2 down. First pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Burr hitting .292. 14 hits, 10 of those singles, 2 doubles, and 2 home runs. Foul away, it's 0-2.
11 RBIs on the season for Kaylee. A great opportunity to add that total here.
And remember, the leadoff runner that reached was thrown out on the bases on what was a near double play to start the inning. First and second, 2 outs, 0-2 count. Crane battling. Here comes the pitch to Burr. Fouled away again.
Big healthy cut there. Burr's not getting cheated, but now she's down 0-2 in the count. Maybe need to shorten up, make sure and make contact, and try to find a way to push the run across.
The runners on the bases getting their workout in as well, as they got to go back to the bases. First and second. Crane one more time on 0-2, and that will stay up high, 1-2 the count.
I like the idea from Crane to, again, go top of the strike zone, maybe try to get Burr to extend, but she's patient, lays off, and live to fight another pitch.
And Crane doesn't like the call there, shaking off the catcher. Now she's ready to go at 1-2. Delivers to Burr, high and outside again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And yeah, I think that's the word of this inning, patience from these Farmington batters. They are not going after anything that's outside the zone.
Yeah, 43 pitches already thrown now for Crane. We're just in the second inning.
I think we saw, 145 in day one of the softball games. Here's the 2-2. Big hack at it that time, out of play again. The count stays even.
This is what state championship level play is all about. Baseball, softball, doesn't matter. You get these good battles between pitchers and hitters, neither side giving in.
All 2s right now. 2 outs, 2 on, 2-2 count. And it hit her. It hit her, and the bases are loaded.
Crane tried to come in, just got in a little too deep, and catches Burr on that back elbow, and now the bases are loaded for Farmington. Actually got her on the front forearm.
On the 2-2 count, she'll take her base at first, and a visit in the circle to slow things down a little bit as the bases are loaded for Farmington in the bottom of the second inning with 2 down. Could still get out of the inning unscathed, but 1 hit here, and Farmington would have all the momentum.
Crane certainly battle-tested. This is not the first time she's faced a bases-loaded opportunity for the opposition, but haven't given up a run in the state tournament. Have to wonder where the mental state is.
And Reed Shirey, the freshman, the coach's kid here. Takes for a strike. Big spot for the freshman. Of course, as we said, a lot of the lineup underclassmen and have a lot of big opportunities today in this one.
Been around the game a long time. Her dad was a coach at Fayetteville before he took the job at Farmington.
Little slap hit, picked up by the third baseman, over to first in time. Morrow to Burrow to end the threat. And Farmington will leave them loaded. They can't come up with a hit. Rexy Crane gets out of the big-time jam. No score as we head to the third.
UAMS is a proud supporter of Arkansas TD Sports. UAMS Health provides orthopedic and sports medicine care across Arkansas, supporting athletes and teams throughout the state. Find out more at uamshealth.com.
For over 70 years, Farm Bureau Insurance has offered coverage for automobiles, homes, farms, and lives across Arkansas. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association. More at afbic.com.
Michael woke up this morning and had one goal, and that's to make you a smarter human being. So we're going to ask you, what is the longest winning streak in Arkansas high school softball history?
So if I've been watching all day and I've heard other trivia questions, does that mean I'm like double smart?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. Longest winning streak in Arkansas high school history. Okay, so I already saw the answer, but I was going to guess. Can I go ahead and say what my guess was going to be? When I saw the question, I was going to say 40.
Okay.
And close, not close. You want to give it away yet?
Yeah,
no, we'll wait on that.
Yeah, maybe a little. But just think about all the programs. Taylor won their 9th consecutive state championship.
Yeah.
Bentonville just completed a three-peat earlier this weekend. There are so many great programs. It's surprising the number is as large as it is because these great programs tend to play each other.
Right. Well, and I mean, hey, Benton's coming in 29-3. Baseball and softball, you're going to lose a game here and there. So, I mean, you're talking about, from what I'm gathering, what the number you're saying, we're talking into multiple seasons maybe, because I guessed 40 and you didn't indicate that was right. So,
little lights.
Yeah, wow. All right. Well, we're back to play in the third. Still no score as Farmington left the bases loaded in the bottom half of the second. And now for the Benton Lady Panthers, London Burrow, Aubrey Jackson, and KB Moinks. 8-9-1 in the batting order as they'll turn it over to the top of the lineup in this inning. And Hadley Hayes goes up high with that one, trying to see if Burrow would chase on the 0-2, and she did not. 1-2 the count.
You love the gamesmanship between the pitchers and the opposing hitters. You get ahead in the count, you try to expand the zone.
Only base runner so far for the Benton Lady Panthers was DiGiovanna, who reached on an error. Was left stranded at second base in the second inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes to London Burrow.
271 average on the year for Burrow.
Pops it up on the infield, and the second baseman, Shiree, right there, calls everybody off and makes the catch. 1 up and 1 down in the top of the third.
And when you get high-level softball, Michael, it's all about pitching, and these pitchers are dealing right now. Able to work out of the jam was Crane in the previous half inning. Really no problems up to this point for Hayes, as the only base runner for Benton reached on an error.
Junior Aubrey Jackson out of the 9 spot in the lineup, showing bunt. And will swing away to left field, and that will fall in front of Cale Jones. It's a 1-out single out of the 9 spot in the lineup.
Maybe the announcer curse is real.
2 for 2.
Just dump that over the third baseman's head right in front of the left fielder Jones. Couldn't get there in time. And now Benton has a chance to maybe make things interesting with a 1-out base runner.
I was reading an article earlier today about this Benton team, and it was interesting to hear Coach Cox say that everybody's tired at the end of the year, to just go ahead and kind of admit that and say that, hey, it is what it is. We've had a long season, 29 wins, and she wants her team to enjoy the moment, and we have seen them dancing at first when they get on base.
Got to have fun, but also it's a long wait. When you're the final game of championship weekend,
no doubt,
that's a long time to wait because they punched their ticket to the championship game on Saturday of last week.
Wow.
So that's a full 7 days that they got to sit and think about, hey, we got to go play Benton. We have to go play Farmington. And when you're used to playing every other day in baseball or softball, that's a long time to sit and think.
Sure is. So the leadoff hitter, KB Moinks, and right in front, picked up and thrown away. And it's going to be second and third for Benton.
A strong throw across the dime, and it just looked like it came out of the glove from the Farmington defender. We'll have to see how they officially score that, but a great bunt to move the runner over, put some pressure on the opposing defense, but either way, a second Farmington error in this contest now has 2 in scoring position for the Panthers.
What looked like out number 2 of the inning instead it turns into second and third for the Benton Lady Panthers, and only 1 down. Lakin Griffin at the plate. A variety of ways where Benton could get the first run of this game here in the third inning.
And 25 RBIs on the year for Griffin. A great opportunity for her and her .458 batting average to give Benton a lead.
Pitch misses low and outside, 1-1. Jackson the runner at third. Moinks is at second. And back in the box, Lakin Griffin, 0 for 1 so far. Grounded out to the pitcher, Hadley Hayes, the first time up, but this time into the outfield, and it is caught on the run by Martinez. The runner is going to hold at third. 2 down and still no score.
What a great job by Martinez to not only track down that foul ball, she's playing closer to the gap in left center, able to range all the way over to the other gap and delivered a perfect strike at home. And Jackson had no decision other than to hold her water and have to stay at third and not risk making the final out of the inning at the plate.
Now 2 down in the inning, and it leaves it into the hands of Peyton Stewart. Will take the high strike. Lined out to the center fielder Martinez, her first time up, 0 for 1 so far. So a sacrifice bunt and a throwing error. The official ruling on that last play as that's high for a ball, 1-1. E5 on Tatum Rakoff has second and third with 2 down. Stewart back in, and the pitch from Hadley. Hayes, and it's fouled back.
A big spot here for Hayes, the young pitcher. But her family used to playing in big moments. Her uncle, Ryan Mallett.
Okay.
That family knows about playing in a big game or two.
Yep. A chance to get out of the inning with a strike here. And that'll go high, 2-2. Farmington had the bases loaded last half inning. Big opportunity here for Benton, second and third. That one gets away. Here comes the runner, sliding in head first and scoring. Aubrey Jackson. Benton is on the board, and a second run in as well. Moinks scores. It's 2-0 Lady Panthers.
So that one just slips out of the hand of Hayes and gets all the way to the backstop, but trying to be too quick with it, Chloe Thomas, the catcher, mishandled it as she tried to pick up the softball, which allows the first run to score, then rushes the underhand throw, gets away from the pitcher, allowing the second run to come in to score. What heads-up base running from Benton, and the Lady Panthers have a 2-0 lead.
Moinks barely stopped at third, was on the move the whole way. 2-0 Benton leads in the top of the third inning with 2 outs, and everybody can kind of collectively catch their breath after that one.
And that is exactly 100% a moment of the state championship game creeping into your mind. Hey, I've got to hurry to make this play. You mishandle it, you don't pick it up cleanly, and then all of a sudden you rush the throw and turn a small problem into a huge one.
Payoff pitch, ground ball foul. So a wild pitch and then a throwing error on the catcher, Thomas. Third error of the game for Farmington, and it leads to the first 2 runs.
That's the one column that you cannot afford to be stacking up numbers in.
Right.
You want the runs and you want the hits, but obviously that last column on the scoreboard you want no part of. Farmington's already got 3 in 3 innings.
Chloe Thomas out to talk to Hayes just to maybe slow down some of the momentum that Benton has all of a sudden. A wild play where 2 runs came across. There was one quick shot of the assistant coach. I don't know if you saw that. His hands on his head. He couldn't believe it. Foul back again. Making Hayes work in this inning now. Up to 30 pitches.
See some fans starting to clamor and grab the umbrellas. It's starting to rain again here in Hot Springs.
Yes, it is. Well, here I was saying we were going to have okay weather.
Yeah, it's May. It'll change in a few minutes.
That's true. I liked your comment in one of the earlier games that it's May and it'll be humid, and I added the rain into my broadcast too because we did pretty well in the regionals and state tournament games, didn't we? Hard hit ball, and that one is caught. What a catch. Reed Shirey, the second baseman, snags it to end the inning, but it is a big inning for Benton as they get the game's first 2 runs. We're heading to the bottom of the 3rd. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas TV Sports.
Consumers today want more information on where their food comes from, on food safety, animal welfare, and environmental concerns. America's Heartland introduces you to those people at the heart of modern agricultural production. America's Heartland is farm fresh and original, giving consumers the opportunity to better understand how agriculture impacts our lives.
Tomorrow morning at 11.
Since 1937, the electric cooperatives of Arkansas have been providing power to homes, farms, and businesses across our state. The cooperatives are member-owned and work together to serve Arkansans. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas proudly support high school students and athletics in Arkansas and hope you enjoy watching the state championship games on Arkansas TV Sports. Better connected together, the electric cooperatives of Arkansas.
All right, let's test the knowledge that Michael threw at us. What is the longest winning streak in Arkansas high school softball history? How about 66 games? Benton from 2021 through 2023. The Lady Panthers go, wow, a full 2 seasons plus some without losing a game.
Wow, I said 40. That was not very close. Champions in 2021, 22, and 23, and then again in 2025, the Benton Lady Panthers. And they lead 2-0, top of the 3rd inning, able to get 2 runs on a couple of fielding mistakes by Farmington. And we'll see what the Lady Cardinals can do in their half of the 3rd. They're back to the top of the lineup, taking a swing at this one into right field. Caught on the run, Corbin Keene. It's very quickly 1 up and 1 down. In the bottom of the 3rd, that was Tatum Rakoff, Destiny Martinez to hit, and then Hadley Hayes, 1, 2, 3 in the order.
The bounce-back inning is so important. Farmington flies out to lead off the inning, but you just give up a 2 spot. How do you answer back? Of course, Benton is trying to prevent that rebound inning. They want to throw another goose egg on the board and get some momentum going.
Destiny Martinez wants another try after her first at-bat ended with her looking at strike 3. She's 0 for 1 so far today. And the junior center fielder takes the first one for a ball. 1-0. Martinez hitting .348, 5 doubles, 1 triple, 1 home run, 22 driven in. Rexy Crane working with a lead. Delivers home, swung on, lifted to left, and caught on the run. Lakin Griffin in position, reaches out and makes the catch.
Ranging to her right and able just to stab that. It almost looked like it was going to eke by, but able to flash the leather, maybe a bit of a snow cone as well. Because if that gets by her all the way to the wall and likely a double at worst, maybe even a triple.
Well, that was one of our keys to the game for Benton, to defend well. A team that has not given up a run in the state tournament so far. You know they've had good pitching and good defense, and there was a sign of it right there. Hadley Hayes back at the plate. She also struck out her first time up and watches the first one go by for ball 1. Did not mention this a moment ago, but Hadley Hayes, the freshman, also has 10 home runs and 13 doubles. Just incredible power numbers from the freshman. 1 triple in there as well.
Crane trying to put another goose egg on the board. Now Benton has outscored their opponents in the state tournament by 24 to nothing.
2-0 pitch at the knees, but outside. 3-0 the count to Hayes.
You may have the best offensive lineup in the country, but if you've got pitchers putting up zeros against the best competition in the state, you're not going to win an MVP. I'm going to guess she's the front runner as of right now.
And a 4-pitch walk to Hadley Hayes, and so Crane is not able to retire him in order the way she did in the first. Instead, it is a 2-out walk. First one, second one that she has issued here today.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier, Michael, the pitch count really not a factor in softball like it is for baseball, but already 56 pitches, still not through the 3rd inning. You know, Farmington's being patient at the plate, seeing a lot of offerings from Crane. We'll see if that results in runs.
Cale Jones, the sophomore left fielder, takes ball 1, and catcher Stewart is out to talk to Crane for just a moment. It can still be exhausting throwing all those pitches.
No doubt. And a lot of times it's not a mechanical thing that the catcher may go out and want to talk to a pitcher about. Sometimes you just let her catch her breath.
You mentioned they've now outscored their opponents 24-0. We told you Lakeside, they won 15-0, then Greenwood 4-0, and then they beat Sheridan 3-0.
Greenwood and Sheridan know a thing or two about playing for softball
No
championships
doubt.
as well.
And the 2-0 misses high, so that makes it 2-0, and not able to find the strike zone right now.
You can always make the argument that 5A is the deepest classification. So when you make a run through a state tournament, that means you've gone through quality teams really in every round.
2-0 pitch, a strike, 2-1. Sheridan won it all 2016 through 2019, and then in 2024. Crane finding the strike zone that time. Now the 2-1 foul back, and she's got the count even at 2-2.
Scarrett's one of the best players in the states come through Sheridan. They routinely put players at the high Division I level.
Crane wants a new softball there, so a little bit of a delay. Got a runner at first, bottom of the 3rd, 2 outs, 2-2 count. Benton leading 2-0. Pitch to Jones, takes low. Did she go around? Don't think so. Runner's going to go. And there at second base is Hayes. As the ball bounced in front of Stewart, she took off.
Good heads up base running by Hayes to get up in the scoring position on a ball down in the dirt. And now a base hit could close the gap.
Once again, a payoff pitch situation. The count full at 3-2. And Crane fires home outside. Back-to-back walks have put runners at first and second for Farmington.
That did not miss by much, so great patience by Jones at the plate to take that fastball just off the edge of the plate. And now first and second, and Heidi Cox wants to talk things over with her troops.
Yeah, 62 pitches now for Rexy Crane. 2 walks, 3 actually, and she's also hit a batter. So a moment here where her team has the lead, wants to just make sure everybody's on the same page after getting 2 very quick outs to start the inning. Fly out to right and a fly out to left. Back-to-back walks since then. 7 state titles for this Benton Panthers team. The first one coming in 2004. 4 state titles for Farmington, but again, their last one was when they were in 4A 2 years ago. A battle-tested 5A now and knocked off some good teams to get to the championship. Ready to go. Emma Gore in the batter's box. Takes the high pitch for ball 1. Well, we said they were patient last inning. It's how they were getting runners on base and doing the same here in the third.
Yeah, and they're laying off pitches that are close. Crane has been around the zone all afternoon and evening long, but they're just missing, and Farmington's showing extreme discipline of the strike zone.
Gore fouls it back 1-1. Reached on a fielder's choice in the second. It was the comebacker to Crane. She threw to second base to get the lead runner, and they nearly had the double play. Once Gore reached, she did steal a base. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at first and second. Crane taking her time. And delivers the 1-1. High and outside, 2-1.
It's going to be a good look at how much Emma Gore is choking up on the bat to make sure that she's got control of that strike zone. And she just moves those hands up just a little bit to make sure that she has a little extra coverage.
2-1 pitch, sent to right field. It is playable, and the catch is made by Corbin Keene, and that ends the threat again for Farmington. No runs, no hits, but they leave 2 on, and it is a 2-0 Benton lead in the 5A state championship game. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas TV Sports.
Tomorrow at 11:30.
UAMS is a proud supporter of Arkansas TD Sports. UAMS Health provides orthopedic and sports medicine care across Arkansas, supporting athletes and teams throughout the state. Find out more at uamshealth.com.
We like to celebrate success on the field as well as those who succeed in the classroom, like Chloe Thomas, the catcher from Farmington, has a 4.0 grade point average. She plans to attend the University of Arkansas in Monticello and be a member of the rodeo team. So congratulations and a job well done to Chloe Thomas, today's Arkansas TV Student All-Star.
That's a combo 2-sport athlete we don't see very often. Softball and rodeo. There she is, a catcher for Farmington. We have hit the 4th inning from Majestic Park at Jackie Robinson Field. 2-0. Benton leads Farmington. DiGiovanna will start things off, followed by Lackey and Morrow. 4, 5, 6 in the batting order for the Benton Lady Panthers. And the first pitch is a ball, 1-0. Hadley Hayes, 3 innings, has given up only 1 hit, 2 runs, but neither one of them earned. No walks and 2 strikeouts in 3 innings. DiGiovanna was the one who reached on the error back in the 2nd inning. Was able to steal second base. Was left there, stranded in the 2nd. It was the 3rd inning when Benton got their 2 runs. 2-0 from Hayes. Goes up high, and it's 3-0.
3 base runners is not what you can afford to allow if you're Farmington. Hayes just needs to settle in, get back into the zone.
Now the 3-0 pitch. And that one is high and outside, ball 4. Leadoff walk puts DiGiovanna on base for the 2nd time in this game.
I think we'd be remiss if we didn't mention it, Michael. Softball is such a growing sport across the country, and mainly in Arkansas, and the success of the Razorbacks, obviously a big reason why. First time in program history they punched their ticket to the College World Series.
Wow.
They mercy ruled Duke today.
Wow.
So back-to-back lashings of Duke has the Razorbacks going to Oklahoma City.
How about that? Impressive. First time ever.
First time ever.
They see Lackey at the plate. And that will miss low for a ball, 1-1. Tried to bunt the runner around her first time up, but popped it up into foul territory, and it was caught by the first baseman for an out. Hayes in the circle here, 17-1 record this year. Also has 2 saves, a 1.09 ERA. Ball and 2 strikes to Lackey, the senior. Hayes delivers down low, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Starting to see Benton be a little more patient at the plate. They were aggressive the first time through the lineup. Now they're making Hayes work and try to push that pitch count up. And obviously command has been a bit of a struggle for Hayes here in the 4th.
Runner on at first, top of the 4th inning. Leadoff runner walked, so a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Lackey. Swung on and missed. Got her on the pitch inside.
Late movement. This dives down and in on the right-handed hitter, and Hayes gets a much-needed out number 1 via the strikeout.
3rd strikeout for Hadley Hayes in this game. Again, she's pitched well. Just some defensive miscues have allowed some runs to come across.
Has not allowed an earned run today.
Now the first pitch offering, swung on and missed from A.Z. Morrow, the senior 3rd baseman. 0 for 1 so far today, struck out in the 2nd inning. Benton leading 2-0. Here comes the pitch. Trying to bunt her way on, perhaps. Hayes fields over to first for the out. They'll throw back to second. Shiree, the second baseman, was the one covering the bag that time for the out. A runner at second with 2 down.
In the sacrifice bunts, like the 3-yard gain in football, everybody claps. Everybody thinks they did a pretty good job. Offense got 3 yards. Offense moves the runner over. Defense made a stop after 3 yards. Defense picks up an out. Everybody's happy.
There you go. So we've got 2 down in the inning, a runner in scoring position for Benton. 3rd consecutive inning they've had a runner reach second base after going down in order in the 1st. They've been able to make some noise each of the last couple of innings. Having a threat again, and Corbin Keene, the sophomore right fielder who's 0 for 1, looks at a ball, and it's 2-0. Benton, the 5A Central champs, and Farmington champs of their conference as well. They're both number 1 seeds. Had to have a coin flip to see who would be the home seed. Farmington winning the toss there. They're the home team in this one.
It's 6 instances where we had to use the coin flip
6.
for either baseball or softball, which means both number 1 seeds or 2 number 1 seeds made the championship. And not surprisingly, all 6 chose to be the home team.
Well, pull the curtain back for me a little bit. You do that on Zoom, or you got to meet up in person?
No, yeah, so we do it on Zoom, and we had all 12 teams on at the same time.
Oh, good, good.
We don't have a team call, heads or tails. Who's ever on the top of the bracket is the head, and whoever is on the bottom of the bracket is the tail, and we flip that coin 6 times.
Okay, ground ball to the shortstop. Gore over to first in time for the out. 6-3 ground out. No runs, no hits, 1 left on, a leadoff walk, stranded. Going to the bottom of the 4th, Benton with a 2-0 lead.
As our nation marks 250 years, we honor the heroic service and sacrifice of our military and their families. The National Memorial Day Concert.
Join me, Joe Mantegna.
And me, Gary Sinise.
With Noah Wiley, Melissa Leo, Andy Grammer, Mickey Guyton, Jamie Johnson, Mary McCormick, Laura Osnes, and Alan Jackson. The National Memorial Day Concert.
Tomorrow evening at 7.
Since 1937, the electric cooperatives of Arkansas have been providing power to homes, farms, and businesses across our state. The cooperatives are member-owned and work together to serve Arkansans. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas proudly support high school students and athletics in Arkansas, and hope you enjoy watching the state championship games on Arkansas TD Sports. Better connected together, the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas.
If you love watching Arkansas High School Championship sports on Arkansas TV, then help us keep this incredible coverage coming your way. Just scan the QR code. It's quick. It's easy. Just visit arkansastv.gov/sports. It's the only way we're going to continue to hear Michael's voice. So please scan often.
Well, it's quite the undertaking, Bobby, that y'all have to be a part of, and it's been good coverage, great coverage. Thanks for letting me be a part of it. And it's the final one of the 3-day event here. As over at Lakeside, soccer has wrapped up. D-Queen winning the 4A boys title, and so this is the last championship matchup of the year.
Yep. Little known fact, I was born in D-Queen.
Okay, all right.
Lived there a whole 10 days.
That's a quick move.
It was.
You had a job somewhere?
Yeah, I packed it up and moved on.
Wow.
Yeah, my dad was football coach, and the day I was born, he got a different job.
Wow.
And so we moved.
How about that? Here's Chloe Thomas, our Arkansas TV Sports star athlete, student athlete. Bottom of the fourth inning, 2-0 Benton. Slow little ground ball picked up by Moinks, the shortstop, over to first for the out, and it's 1 up and 1 down in the fourth.
That's a great start to the inning for Crane, who struggled finding the strike zone, and in the previous inning able to settle down and get the leadoff hitter.
This brings up Oakley Travis, the freshman, 6, 7, 8 in the batting order. Kaylee Burr waiting on deck. Jason Shirey, the head coach, in his 5th full season for Farmington. That will miss just inside. No call to strike. That late strike call there from the home plate umpire.
Yeah, that late movement makes it look like it's a ball, but even from the plate to the catcher's mitt, it's continuing to dive in on that left-handed hitter. Caught the corner.
Travis walked her first time up. Now 1-1 the count. Mentioned that pitch count for Rexy Crane, our player to watch. More than 70 pitches now. Missing the strike zone again. It's 2-1. She's got an even stat line here. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts.
Well, Farmington's been patient, but they haven't been able to take advantage of the base runners. Left the bases loaded earlier in the contest. They have only the 1 hit, but they've been putting pressure on Benton, but the Panthers have just been up to the task.
They've left 5 on base so far through 3 innings. With 1 out in the bottom of the fourth, Benton leads 2-0. Pop up on the infield, and the pitcher, Crane, calls everybody off and makes the catch.
So even when she's behind in the count, she's still hitting her spots. Gets underneath of the hands there of Travis and gets the easy pop-up. Now 2 outs.
And a big spot here because she got the first 2 in the third as well, and then a walk, and then a walk, and then it kind of took a little while. See if she's able to have more of a shutdown inning here in the fourth. Kaylee Burr stands in the way of that. And Burr will take for a strike, 0-1. Burr was hit by a pitch back in the second inning.
Yeah, but she's at the playground, so not really. Oh, no, you're fine. Not really.
Burr with 2 doubles and 2 home runs this season. 0-1, misses low, 1-1.
Farmington's done a really good job of laying off that changeup. Whether they're picking it up right out of the hands or the difference in speed is so different when once they realize, hey, this is way different than we're used to seeing, we're just going to lay off either way.
1-1 the count from Crane, and the pitch, hard hit ball. That one is going to go through for a base hit. It's a 2-out single for Kaylee Burr to keep things going for Farmington in the bottom of the fourth inning. They have some life here.
That's a great piece of hitting from Kaylee Burr to send that back from which it came right up the middle. And Burr gives Farmington a 2-out base runner.
And again, the 9-hole hitter is at the plate in a spot to move a runner. We're going to have the courtesy runner come in here. Lily Ferguson takes over at first base.
Burr's reached both times she's been to the plate today. Hit by a pitch and single back up the middle.
When she was hit by the pitch in the second, that loaded the bases. And then Reed Shirey grounded out 5-3 to end the inning. See the second baseman step in to the left-handed box. Runner on at first, 2 outs. And that one will miss low for a ball, 1-0.
.512 average for Shiree out of the 9-hole.
And she'll take for a ball 2-0. So again, trying to be patient here. Maybe not able to get a hit, just trying to find any way to get on base. She'll take a walk and keep things going. That 9 spot in the lineup, her job is to turn it over to the top. Trying to do that. 2-0 count and takes for a strike, 2-1.
And taking all the way there, showed bunt, but had no intention of trying to put one down. Shiree was just going to take until she saw a strike. Now she can go back to work.
Farmington winners of 14 of their last 15 games. Ground ball on the infield, picked up nicely by Jackson, who will touch the bag at second to end the inning. Gets the force out, no runs, a hit, 1 left on. And we played for Benton with a 2-0 lead over Farmington. Back in a moment, you're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas TV Sports.
For nearly 60 years, Arkansas's only statewide public television network has informed and inspired viewers across our state. That commitment continues today with a renewed focus on local storytelling that reflects the people and communities we serve. Arkansas TV is your public television station, and we can't do this without you. If you're able, please consider making a gift today. Your support strengthens education, storytelling, and communities across Arkansas. Thank you for being a part of the Arkansas TV family.
Hello, I'm Dr. Ken Warden, Commissioner of the Arkansas Division of Higher Education and a member of the Arkansas 250 Commission. As we approach America's 250th anniversary, communities across Arkansas are preparing to celebrate our shared history. We're working with local leaders to support meaningful, locally driven events that honor the people, places, and stories that shaped our state and nation. Visit america250.ade.arkansas.gov and join us as we connect with our nation's history, celebrate Arkansas's unique story, and contribute to the state's future success.
Back at Majestic Park, Jackie Robinson Field. Benton leads 2-0 on Farmington. Michael Westbrook along with Bobby Swafford. Almost looks like somebody painted that picture on right there. Beautiful night for softball. A very quick little rain shower that popped up over the course of not even a full half inning, just a couple of batters. That's cleared out of the way, and beautiful night to finish off the softball state championships. It's London Borough, Aubrey Jackson, KB Moinks, 8-9-1 in the batting order for the Benton Lady Panthers. And back in the circle, Hadley Hayes. Saying right before the break, hard hit ball here, that's foul. Winners of 14 of their last 15 for Farmington, while holding teams to 2 runs or less in all but 2 of those games. And the thing is, here today, they might do that, but it wouldn't be enough.
Yeah. Normally, holding your opponent to 2 runs is good enough to win, but when you're playing against a Benton team that hasn't given up a run in the state tournament, giving up 2 could be a problem.
And Benton has won 18 of 19 and only allowed more than 2 runs in 2 of those games. Little excuse me check swing caught by Shiree at second. Good play by her to come in on that one to make the catch.
Yeah, Hayes again busts in on the hands, and Burrow couldn't check the swing up, as you just mentioned, and easy pop-up on the infield for the first out.
9-hole hitter, the second baseman, the junior Aubrey Jackson, who's 1 for 1 so far today. Singled back in the 3rd inning and scored a run on that wild play, the wild pitch. She came home from 3rd, then the throwing error from the catcher allowed Moinks to score for the game's 2 runs. 0-1 the count to Jackson. Fouls that one out of play, and it's 0-2.
Hayes has really settled down nicely after giving up the 2 runs on 1 play after the wild pitch. And then the throwing error by the catcher. But the youngster in the circle has done a really good job of continuing to stay ahead of these Benton hitters and keeping them guessing.
That one's going to go foul as well. It was caught in foul territory by the 3rd baseman, Tatum Rakoff. 2 up and 2 down.
Yeah, almost back-to-back, swings. That one, again, tried to check the swing to Jackson, and a little lazy pop-up to the third baseman. And Rakoff makes the easy play.
You're right. She is settling in. 5 in a row retired now after the leadoff walk in the 4th. And has retired 7 of the last 8. Misses outside for a ball. 1-0 to the leadoff hitter, KB Moinks. Reached on an error in the 3rd, struck out looking in the 1st.
If you look at the stat line for Hadley Hayes, you'd be pretty happy. For if you're Coach Shiree, 4 2/3, giving up just 1 hit, struck out 3, walked only 1, and no earned runs.
Yep.
But unfortunately, Benton's already pushed 2 across of the unearned variety.
Moinks fouls that one back, so it's a ball and a strike now. Benton seeking their 5th state title in the last 6 years. And that one is outside for a ball, 2-1.
It's one of the premier softball programs. I mean, you can rattle off 4 or 5 that are in that conversation. Bentonville, obviously winning 3 straight 6A titles. Sheridan's in that conversation. They've been so successful.
Now the 2-1 pitch from Hayes misses outside for a ball, 3-1.
It's a short list, there's no doubt.
Yeah. Well, the Benton faithful treated to a doubleheader tonight. Didn't go their way for the baseball team earlier, but a lot of fans got to see 2 games today. Trying to bunt her way on again. It's fouled back, and the count goes full at 3-2.
Yeah, how impressive is Valley View?
Well, up against the juggernaut there.
You talk about a short list of the best teams in the state. If you're going baseball, you start with Valley View.
No doubt.
Yeah. You know, obviously Springdale Harbor wins the championship, and Pulaski Academy looked really good despite a couple rain delays yesterday. Some really good spring sport talent in our state.
Absolutely. Was that 3 of the last 4 for Harbor?
Yeah.
I believe, yeah. 3 in a row for Valley View.
Harbor is a 3 seed this year, but
yeah,
some impressive talent. Not only just baseball and softball, soccer as well. Crowned 8 champions over the last 2 days here in Hot Springs.
Well, the Bentonville and Harbor softball game was a fun one as well. 4-0 game, but man, it felt like a 1-0 game for most of that one. Payoff pitch coming. We've said that a time or 2 today. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Misses low, ball 4. It's a 2-out walk as Moinks is able to reach.
Just the second free pass issued by Hayes, but Benton will take base runners anytime they can. Moinks draws the 2-out walk, and now Griffin gets another chance.
Griffin coming in hitting .458 with 25 runs batted in. Going to talk to Hayes for just a moment. Our home plate umpire coming out to move the conversation along, Justin Hedspeth. Runner at first, 2 outs, top of the 5th inning. Benton leads Farmington 2-0.
Chloe Thomas lent a towel to her starting pitcher as well to help dry the hand, dry the arm.
Go 2-7.
Though it may not be raining at this exact moment, a lot of moisture still on the playing surface.
Lakin Griffin will take the pitch, and the ball goes off of the runner. It still is rolling around, and all the way to third goes Moinks.
You've seen what Benton wants to do. They want to put pressure on you any way they can. And they haven't had a ton of base hits in this contest, but when they get runners on, they're going to put them in motion and be aggressive on the base pass. That throw to second just off the target, tips off the glove and allows the runner to advance an extra base. And now a wild pitch could put Benton on the board again.
Yeah, likely an E6 there. The throw was right on line from the catcher. A lot of times you give that to the catcher, but I think Gore probably wants that one back. And now 0-2 is the count to Lakin Griffin.
And if you're Hayes, you just have to ignore all that noise that happened behind you, the stolen base and the air. Not worry about that runner at third. Just go ahead and attack Griffin here. Try to get the punch out.
That's what she did on the last pitch to go ahead 0-2. See if she goes after her. She does. Swing and a miss. Got her to chase just a bit. 3 pitches, shuts down Lakin Griffin and strands a runner at third. It is 2-0 Benton. They can't add any more there. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas TV Sports.
Join the ranks of corporate sponsors and business partners at Arkansas TV. Your support will shine a light on your business with recognition on air and at major community events. Plus, Our viewers love the businesses that underwrite their favorite programs. Showcase your company while making a meaningful impact on lifelong learning. Partner with Arkansas TV to build a brighter future for our state.
Centennial Bank supports communities across Arkansas and is a proud supporter of the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas TV Sports. Providing financial services since 1999. Member FDIC. More at my100bank.com.
Basketball.
Welcome back to Majestic Park. Benton has a 2-0 lead on Farmington. What a game this has been in the 5A state championship. Really, so much still to be determined here. I mean, a 2-0 game, you get one base runner on, and all of a sudden, magic could happen again. So I hope you're staying with us through this one because it's certainly been a good one. Here's Rexy Crane back in the circle, and there's the pitch, swung on and hit for the leadoff single. Just what we were talking about. Tatum Rakoff with the hit, and she had the game winner against Greenbrier, the game they won 6-5. So on a bit of a heater as of late, but that's her first hit in this one.
Farmington had been so patient, working deep into counts against Crane, trying to push that pitch count up, but not here. First pitch swinging for Rakoff, and she drops it into the outfield, and the Cardinals have the leadoff runner on.
Maybe one of the best opportunities for Farmington to scratch a run. Top of the lineup, and the runner's going to stay at first. Stewart wasn't sure, jumped up out of that crouch position. So Martinez, who struck out looking in the first and lined out in foul territory in the third, also trying to get her first base hit.
Martinez hits 348. Also have to wonder if Farmington might want to play a little small ball, try to move that run into scoring position, but trailing by 2, they're going to let Martinez hit. At least that was the indication through the first 2 offerings.
1 home run for Martinez, 19 home runs as a team for Farmington. The 1-1 delivery takes right at the knees for a strike, 1-2.
That's a really good pitch there. After the first 2, you go away, then you come back inside, and Martinez couldn't offer.
Rexy Crane, 4 innings, 3 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Now at 1-2, comes home to Martinez, and that's low for a ball. Count evens 2-2.
And watching the Benton defense rotate, even with the left-handed hitter, the second baseman's coming over to the bag every time that Farmington tries to bluff a steal. That's going to leave a pretty big hole on that right side.
Absolutely. Crane ready to deliver home the 2-2. And it's high, and the count goes full yet again. Crane's not careful. She'll nearing 100 pitches. Could get there this inning. Nobody out. Leadoff runner on base. Tatum Rakoff with a single. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. You saw the excitement there from Crane. She wanted that one.
Yeah, chase ball 4. That one was tailing in on the hands, but just it looked like a beach ball coming in and just could not catch up. And that's a big strikeout.
So here's Hadley Hayes, a chance to help her own cause. First pitch misses for a ball, 1-0. The numbers for Hadley Hayes, a .429 average, slugging .964 out of her 36 hits, 24 of them for extra bases. 13 doubles, a triple, and 10 home runs. 1-0. Puts a charge into that one, foul, 1-1.
It's a big spot for Farmington. Haven't had many leadoff runners on today. They've had some opportunities with 2 outs. Got to find a way to move the runner, Rakoff, and try to push her across the plate.
Takes low for a ball. 2-1. For Benton, 2 runs on only 1 hit, no errors. For Farmington, no runs on 3 hits and 4 errors.
Crane hasn't been able to locate the changeup, but she's offering it just enough to keep the Farmington hitters honest.
Crane with the 2-1. Swung on, foul down the first base line, out of play again. It's 2-2.
Just once we've seen a Farmington hitter try to go after that changeup, but again, you just continue to show it, put it in the back of the mind of those Farmington hitters.
London Burrow, first baseman, over to talk with Crane for a moment. Crane delivering the 2-2 pitch, swung on to right, into the outfield, a base hit. Rounding second, heading to third is Rakoff, and it's first and third for Farmington with only one out. Just what you talked about, Bobby. Now that time the second baseman wasn't moving. Got it up the middle for the base hit.
That's a great piece of hitting by Hayes. Just delivers that right over the pitcher's head and into that gap in right center field. And as you mentioned, Hayes a chance to help herself. She did just that, with the Cardinals now have runners on the corners.
And only one down, and you got the cleanup hitter at the plate, Cale Jones, the sophomore left fielder who has been on base both times in this game. A single in the second and walked in the third.
That's exactly who you want up at the plate if you're Farmington. Second best on the team with 32 RBIs.
Farmington has left 6 runners on base in this game, trying not to do that again here. The bottom of the fifth. Pitch to Jones, right down the middle for a strike.
That's about maybe as good of a pitch as you're going to see in this at bat. Crane likely missed her spot as that one tailed back over to the heart of the plate.
So Rakoff the runner at third, Hayes is over at first. 0-1 offering from Rexy Crane. Drops low for a ball. And the runner's going to go from first to second. Hayes is into scoring position. Now second and third for Farmington with still only one out.
That's a really good heads-up base running from Hayes. You recognize the changeup. That one drops out of the zone. The catcher can't field it cleanly. Easy stolen base.
Base hit here, and it could be a tie game. Cale Jones back in. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Rexy Crane, everybody calls time.
A little miscommunication between pitcher, catcher, and coach, trying to relay the signals. Taking a little too much time for the comfort of Jones in the box.
There's the runner at third, trying to get their first run of the game, Rakoff. That pitch is outside and high. Stewart takes the mask off and pointing down the line there, so yeah, having some communication issues, I think. Or maybe just making sure everybody's on the same page. Crane ready to go. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch, down the middle and froze Jones a bit.
Yeah, I think that one caught Jones off guard as that one started in and tailed back just a little bit off that inside corner.
Now at 2-2. Crane with 4 strikeouts in the game, also walked 3. High leverage spot here, 2-0 Benton leads. And the 2-2 pitch high. The count goes full.
First base is open, so a walk wouldn't be the end of the world. It would set up a force play at any base. But of course, you'd never want to get in the business of putting the go-ahead run on base.
Cale Jones hitting .438 will reach base. And they are indeed loaded again for Farmington.
Yeah, Rexy Crane did not like that call. She thought she had strike 3 looking, but does not get the benefit of it. And Farmington, for the second time, has the bases loaded.
Only 1 out in the inning. Here's that pitch again.
It's 50-50 call. Just doesn't go her way.
So with the bases loaded, it's now up to Emma Gore to keep things going for Farmington. Reached on a fielder's choice in the second, flew out to right field in the third. See how she plays Crane. Take the first one, high for a ball, 1-0. The 100th pitch right there from Rexy Crane.
Gore's drawn 14 walks this year, so she has some patience, but also a really good command of the strike zone, .365 average.
8 doubles this season. That one's in for a strike. Evens the count 1-1.
feel like if you're Farmington, you've got to at least push one across here to have a chance.
3 of the first 4 have reached in the inning. Bases loaded, only 1 out. And time called again. Pressure-packed situation. Already left them loaded once. That was back in the second. Pitch to Gore. Swung on, lifted to the outfield, a base hit. And 1 run is in for Farmington. They move up station to station, and they've cut the deficit in half. It's 2-1.
That's a great piece of hitting by Emma Gore. Didn't barrel that one up, but able to muscle it off the hands just enough to dump it in front of the center fielder. And as you mentioned, Michael, Westbrook goes station to station, and the Cardinals not only score the first run of this championship, but the first run against Benton in the state tournament.
Incredible. It outscored their opponents 22-0 coming in. Great shot of the Farmington dugout a moment ago, fired up. First team to get a run against Benton, and they're still threatening, bases loaded, only 1 out. Here's Chloe Thomas. And Thomas takes high for a ball, 1-0.
And you can hear the Farmington crowd start to get in it with every pitch. They know 1 base hit to the outfield could give them a lead.
It's Hayes now at third base representing the tying run. That one down the middle for a strike, and it's 1-1. Potential go-ahead run is Jones at second base, and Gore, who just had the RBI single, is at first. Thomas 0 for 2 today. 1-1 high and outside, 2 balls and a strike. She struck out in the second and grounded out in the fourth. What a time to come through with her first base hit, perhaps. Pitch to Thomas, lifted in the air, foul territory and out of play, and the count goes to 2-2.
Have to find a way to win the battle, whether you're Thomas or Crane. Nowhere to put the Farmington catcher. And you certainly don't want to run the count full.
2-2 from Crane. Swung on and fielded by the third baseman. Comes home for the out. It's Azzy Morrow. Great job at the hot corner throwing to Stewart and takes care of the lead runner. Bases stay loaded, 2 down.
That's not an easy a play as she made it look. As you have to avoid the runner and make a good strong throw to the catcher at home. She's able to do that, and Morrow races the lead runner. But the damage is not done just yet. Bases still loaded, but now 2 are down.
And a courtesy runner over at first base for Farmington. And so you have Jones at third and Gore over at second. Get the courtesy runner in there for Chloe Thomas, the catcher. And it'll bring Oakley Travis, the freshman, to the plate. Two to 1 our score. Benton leading, but Farmington with a run here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 7th batter to come to the plate. And Travis will take the first one just a bit high for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, that was just out of the zone, whether it was a little out or a little up. Maybe a combination of both, but that was right on the edge of the zone, but Farmington gets the benefit of that call.
Oakley Travis hitting .403, 8 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. Will take, and it's out, 2-0 outside.
Peyton Stewart trying to do a nice frame job, but that one too far off the plate. And Justin Hudspeth, too much of a veteran official to fall for that trick.
Rexy Crane behind in the count. Here comes the 2-0. Swung on the ground. Left side. That's through. It's a base hit. A run is in for Farmington. They've tied the game. Cale Jones scores on the RBI single from Oakley Travis.
The freshman comes up with a huge bases loaded 2-out base hit the other way. Just slaps it through the hole on the left side. And just like that, we are tied at 2 in this 5A championship game.
What a game. And Farmington, having left 6 runners on base coming into the inning, is able to capitalize this time in the 5th for 2 and still threatening Kaylee Burr, the senior, is at the plate.
She has reached every time she's stepped into the box tonight. A chance to do that again, but put Farmington in the lead.
Hit by pitch in the second, singled in the fourth. Gore now representing the go-ahead run at third.
Well, they've actually brought in a pinch hitter here. It's Gardenhire.
Yes. So Gardenhire, who's playing first base, gets the at-bat here. Piper Gardenhire hitting .267.
Four RBIs on the year, does have a pair of doubles at Gardenhire, but only 37 at-bats all season.
Now 1 ball and 1 strike. As that one missed. 8th batter in the inning. Trying to untie a 2-2 game. And Rexy Crane calls time again.
You can tell Crane's not comfortable with either the signal or the situation. And that's a veteran pitcher right there. She's a junior, been in a lot of big spots. Hey, if I'm not comfortable, to step off and reset.
Now the 1-1 to Gardenhire. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. Crane 4 2/3. 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Looking for the big pitch to get her team out of the inning. Hard hit ball, that's foul. Ooh, that would have brought in a few.
Depue's the runner at second. You can see her in the shot from our center field camera. She's bouncing off that second base bag with each delivery.
Everybody take a deep breath here. 2-2 our score. Bottom of the 5th inning. Huge situation for both sides. Bases loaded, 2-2 count. Pitch from Crane, swung on and missed. Gardenhire goes down on the high heat. The bases stay loaded, but Farmington, they get 2 across, and we are tied at 2 apiece. The Benton Lady Panthers come to bat next. Farmington ties it all up. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas TV Sports.
As our nation marks 250 years, we honor the heroic service and sacrifice of our military and their families. The National Memorial Day Concert.
Join me, Joe Mantegna.
And me, Gary Sinise.
With Noah Wiley, Melissa Leo, Andy Grammer, Mickey Guyton, Jamie Johnson, Mary McCormick, Laura Osnes, and Alan Jackson. The National Memorial Day Concert.
Tomorrow evening at 7.
UAMS is a proud supporter of Arkansas TD Sports. UAMS Health provides orthopedic and sports medicine care across Arkansas, supporting athletes and teams throughout the state. Find out more at uamshealth.com.
Two runs across for Farmington in the bottom half of the 5th inning, and it's a whole new game again. 2-2 our score between Benton and Farmington. Again, turned into a great night for softball here at Majestic Park. Jackie Robinson Field, Michael Westbrook along with Bobby Swafford and our entire Arkansas TV Sports team. We appreciate you being with us all 3 days through all the games, the delays, and the wins. And here we go. First pitch swinging, picked up nicely by the third baseman Tatum Rakoff. Over to Gardenhire at first. 1 up and 1 down as Peyton Stewart is retired.
Yeah, that was a rocket to third, but Rakoff in the right place at the right time and had plenty of time to make the throw across the diamonds. And one pitch, one out. Farmington has all the momentum.
They do. Audrey DiGiovanna is at the plate, the 4-hole hitter. Then AC Lackey is 3, 4, 5 in the order. On the corner for a strike.
Even though they've got 2 runs on the board, Benton's still trying to solve the puzzle that is Hadley Hayes. Only 1 base hit for the Panthers tonight.
There's the pitch, right back to Hayes. She caught it. Oh my goodness, the comebacker.
Well, if she wasn't awake before that point, she's awake now. A line drive right back at the pitcher. And that's why you see the majority of pitchers wear that face mask, because that ball can get back to you in a hurry. But the reflexes, they work for Hadley Hayes.
You need it. Look at this. And I think she celebrated quicker than the ball got to her. What a grab. She is going to take a moment to regroup, though, after that one.
Can't say we blame her for that.
No doubt. I want to get your heart rate up. So 2 down in the inning on just a handful of pitches. And you're right. If you're Benton, you need to see a few pitches here. You don't want to go down in order and just have all that momentum with Farmington. That's in for a strike to AC Lackey. Excuse me, that is, well, who we got there, Bobby? Sorry.
Yeah, Cameron Kolklacker coming in for the pitch hit. Outfielder, senior for Benton. Gonna get a shot with 2 outs here in the 6th.
Big numbers for her as well, hitting .519, not in the starting lineup. 1-1, lifted out of play, 1-2.
It's rare to see .519 coming off the bench, but Heidi Cox knows her team better than anybody. She's going to try to push all the right buttons in a tie game late in this championship contest.
Again, just 1 hit so far for Benton. And that pitch is outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That 1 hit was back in the 3rd inning. It was the 9-hole hitter, Aubrey Jackson. 2-2 count. Here comes the pitch from Hadley Hayes. Outside and low, and the count goes full. 3-2. We've seen very few 1, 2, 3 innings. Both sides had one in the first, and then after that, get the first 2 outs and kind of mess around a little bit. See what happens here.
The 2-out walk has been pretty prevalent tonight in this 5A title game.
Happened last inning for Hadley Hayes, where she was able to get a strikeout to end the inning. Cameron Kolklager at the plate, swings away, fouled out of play, and the count stays full.
To see the experience from Kolklager here. She's not rattled by the moment. Fouls off another offering, and we'll do it again.
Hayes now with 73 pitches, 50 of those for strikes. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. On the left side, that is through for a base hit. Down the line and heading to second, sliding in safely. Ball gets away. She'll stay at second base. Pinch hitter comes through.
What a great piece of hitting from the slap hitting lefty. Just shoots that the other way and gets all the way to the corner. And just like that, Benton not going away quietly as they've got a 2-out runner in scoring position.
And it brings up AZ Morrow. Morrow looking for her first hit. Struck out in the second. And grounded out on a bunt in the 4th. Up high for a ball, 1-0.
She had the old 3-yard run.
That's right.
The sacrifice.
Yep. Benton trying to counter after giving up the 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Their 2 runs came in the 3rd inning. Got time called. It's a good opportunity to call time. You got the first 2 outs, then you give up the base hit. Now 2-0 count.
Yeah, just to calm things down for the freshman in the circle. And it looked like she was in cruise control, and then the full count and the slap hit the other way for extra bases. Just don't want to give that run back. Now you finally got back into the game. Your offense is showing some life. The last thing you can afford to do if you're Farmington here is let Benton regain the lead.
Just the second hit that Hadley Hayes has given up. That runner at second popped up on the right side, foul territory, and that's going to go to the seats, to the fans. Make it a 2-1 count.
Just ran out of room with Thomas. Popped out of her crouch. Just ran into the netting.
Now the 2-1, hard hit ball to left. It's caught, going down to a knee. Cale Jones making the grab. A 2-out double for Benton, but nothing more. No runs, a hit, and 1 left on, as it is a 2-2 game. We're back in a moment. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas TV Sports.
Consumers today want more information on where their food comes from, on food safety, animal welfare, and environmental concerns. America's Heartland introduces you to those people at the heart of modern agricultural production. America's Heartland is farm fresh and original, giving consumers the opportunity to better understand how agriculture impacts our lives.
Tomorrow morning at 11.
Everett Buick GMC provides vehicles to Arkansans and supports local organizations. Community involvement has been part of our story for generations. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas TV Sports. More at everettbgmc.com.
Bottom of the 6th inning, 2-2 our score between Benton and Farmington. What a game. Farmington getting 2 runs in the 5th, and a little momentum here into the bottom of the 6th as they'll face off against Rexy Crane yet again. Just been a really great game here.
It has been. And Farmington, that patience early in the game looks like it's paying off as they've run out through the lineup a couple times. They see what Crane has, and they're starting to be more aggressive and going at the right-hander from Benton.
Yeah, she's thrown 115 pitches, 62 of those for strikes, as the first offering to Reed Shiree misses high for a ball. 1-0. It's 9-1-2 in the batting order for the Lady Cardinals. Came into the game with a 24-4 record. Won a state championship 2 years ago, Class 4A. 4 state titles overall. 2-0 count to Shiree, who's 0 for 2 so far.
Of course, the program started with Randy Osnes, who was in the finals for Springdale Harbor earlier this weekend.
Ground ball picked up nicely by Crane off of 1 hop, over to first for the out.
Osnes, I guess you can call him the godfather of Arkansas high school softball, the most wins ever by a coach. Had a bunch of success at Farmington, and obviously Shiree's been able to take that momentum and continue to push it forward as they move up in classification. With Farmington just west of Fayetteville, they're certainly benefiting from the boom in Northwest Arkansas, not only in softball, but in every sport.
And now here's Tatum Rakoff, and that one is in for a strike. Nice pitch that time from Crane. Rakoff got things started in the 5th inning. It was a leadoff single, ultimately came around to score the first run of the game for Farmington. She's 1 for 3. Crane delivers the 0-1, low and inside, 1-1. Ball and a strike. Bottom of the 6th inning. Talked a lot about both these teams holding their opponents to 2 runs or less. It's going to take more than that in this one, at least to get the win. Foul back, ball and 2 strikes now to Tatum Rakoff.
If I was a gambling man, I would have set the over-under on 1.5 runs needed to win. So, yeah, I'm with you. I didn't think that either one of them would needed 3.
Rixie Crane is switching shoes in the circle. And where did the other shoes come from all of a sudden?
Well, and got teammates helping out. This is a total team sport. You don't take your shoes off. We got your back here. So going away from the spikes, looks like she's going to more of the tennis shoe.
Okay.
Of course, the artificial turf. Benton's used to playing on turf. They play on it all year long, so nothing different from what they're playing on here. And what they played on all year, what they play on year-round and travel ball.
Something she didn't like mid-count, though.
That's right.
Well, it's a fun delay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't see that very often.
Didn't have that on my bingo card.
No.
Here we are.
See, when we do bowling, I'll be able to talk about the shoes they have to wear out there, and I'll be prepared now.
Yes. they don't rent them at the high school level. They bring them with.
There you go. Yeah. All right, well, new pair of shoes, ready to go. 2-2 game, bottom of the 6th. See how it works out for Rexy Crane. And a 1-2 count to Rakoff. Foul back. A lot of these players in this lineup for Benton set to play at the next level. 2-2 ground ball on the infield, picked up by Moix at short, over to first in time for the out. 2 up and 2 down here in the 6th.
What a strong throw from Moix. It was going to be a bang-bang play as quickly out of the box. But you can see the foot just doesn't beat the ball. Really good call by the first base umpire, Eric Wallace. And 2 are retired now here in the 6th. I thought she was safe on, watching it with the naked eye. But going back to the replay, the crew out there got it correct.
Got it right. 2 down in the inning and bases empty.
Those guys do the Lord's work. Everybody wants to complain about them, but we couldn't play without them.
That's
They've done
true.
a great job tonight.
Of course, you can challenge in the 7th inning. So, not quite there yet.
Yeah,
new this year?
Started last year.
Yeah. Okay.
Arkansas is the only state in the country with replay available at the high school baseball and softball level. It's an experiment granted by the National Federation. So Arkansas installed it last year. It'll be a 3-year experiment and then likely be released to the rest of the country.
Well, that's one that Destiny Martinez wishes she had back. Fooled on the pitch.
I think we're going to appeal the swing.
Yeah,
they're going to say she definitely went around.
Yep.
And that's when the changeup. That's why you continue to show it.
Yep.
Eventually, it's going to work.
When you talk about a good call a moment ago on a tough call, that was an easy one for Darrell Williams, I believe. Another ground ball, scooped up again by Moix, but no throw.
No chance there. Another speedy runner for Farmington. A great job to keep that ball on the infield by Moix. But once she had to go down to the turf, there would not be near enough time to get back to her feet and make a throw.
And once again, it's a 2-out base runner as Farmington keeps the inning alive with a runner on at first and 2 down in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, but Hadley Hayes, the star for Farmington, has a chance to keep things going.
She was able to do that in the 5th inning with a single, and will take low below the feet there for a ball as that one bounced up into the glove. On base twice, also had a walk in the 3rd and struck out in the 1st.
Hayes obviously leads Farmington in every pitching category, but leads in a lot of statistical categories. 10 homers, 45 RBIs. She can do it all.
Incredible numbers for the freshman. That one's high and outside. A snap throw over to first, safe.
Also want to see if Farmington wants to be aggressive and try to put Martinez in motion. We've seen that she can cover a lot of ground in center field. Also, don't want to take the bat out of your best player.
Pitch to Hayes. Able to hold up on that one outside, and it's 3-0. They're pitching very carefully to Hadley Hayes.
Martinez second on the team with 13 stolen bases. She's 13 out of 15 this year.
3-0 count. Let's see what they offer to Hayes. Right down the middle. She's taking all the way for a strike, 3-1.
baseball, a lot of times we see when you've got one of your better hitters, you'll go ahead and put that runner in motion because the worst thing that happens, you get thrown out, but that hitter gets his lead off the next frame.
Let's see if Rexy Crane throws her something to hit again. Here comes the 3-1, and she's taking again. There goes the runner. The throw is out in front a bit late, and on to second goes Destiny Martinez. You called it, Bobby.
So I like the idea there. Even though it's in the zone, you try to steal second base, and now anything into the outfield, you've got a chance to take a lead.
Hayes is a freshman, a chance to put her name in the state championship record books here perhaps, as her high school career just starting. It could start in a big way. It's a payoff pitch from Rexy Crane to Hadley Hayes, and she swings away, foul back.
A big cut from Hayes, not shortening up, not trying to put it in play. She was trying to put that amongst the fans out in left field.
And quite a few of them out there standing, in fact. Well, they'll go again, another payoff pitch. Seen a number of those. Runner at second, and the pitch is low, ball 4.
Not the end of the world. Of course, you don't want to walk batters, but with first base open after Martinez had stolen second, you don't want Hayes to beat you, so you issue the free pass, and then now you've got to force it any base. Any bag, at least, not the plate, of course.
And now it's Cale Jones. Similar situation to last inning, able to reach base on a walk. Runners at first and second. Go ahead run in scoring position. She'll go after the first one, foul back, strike 1. That's Martinez at second base.
Talk about balance for Jones. 18 singles, 14 doubles.
Wow. And Jones hits this one on the right side, but picked up by Jackson. Over to first for the out. A 4-3 ground out. A couple of base runners left on for Farmington as Rexy Crane works out of the Lady Cardinals threat there. We are heading to the 7th in a 2-2 game. Back in a moment. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas TV Sports.
Tomorrow at 11:30.
For over 70 years, Farm Bureau Insurance has offered coverage for automobiles, homes, farms, and lives across Arkansas. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association. More at afbic.com.
Seventh inning at Majestic Park, all tied up. Benton Lady Panthers 2, Farmington Lady Cardinals 2. What a game. 2 runs on 2 hits for Benton, and for Farmington, 2 runs on 7 hits. Farmington's left 11 runners on base. You look at that number, and Coach Shiree, if it doesn't go your way, that's the big double-digit number that's going to stick out.
Well, I mean, you've got 11 left on base and 4 errors. You think you're probably losing this game by a lot. But Farmington found a way to push 2 across in the 5th inning. And now we've got win or go home time. Now we also review is on the table. So the 7th inning or after, any safe or out call out of base can be challenged by the coaches.
Just talked about that last inning, so see if it comes into play. Corbin Keene, London Burrow, Aubrey Jackson, bottom 3 in the lineup for Benton. And again, Hadley Hayes in the circle. First 2 pitches miss, and it's now 2-0.
So this is that time of the game that you try to get a base runner on any way you possibly can. And so you'll see hitters be a little more patient, sometimes even taking until you get one in the strike zone.
Keene 0 for 2 so far today. Swing away at that one, foul. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, no patience there. She found a good pitch to hit in the zone and just fouled it away.
Pop up to the second baseman in the second and a ground out in the fourth. Sophomore against a freshman in a high leverage situation. 7th inning in a tie game. Keene at the plate, takes inside, 3-1.
Yeah, if you're Hayes, you have to come in at Keene. You cannot afford to issue a free pass to start the 7th.
Yeah, only 2 walks so far for Hadley Hayes to go along with 4 strikeouts. Hitters count, and the pitch popped up on the infield, and the first baseman right there, Gardenhire. It's 1 up and 1 down in the 7th.
I don't know if you can stress how big that pitch was from Hayes. It starts over the middle part of the plate, and then it dives in on the hands of the right-handed hitter, and just couldn't get the hands in time, jammed the hitter. Easy pop-up by Corbin, and then easy play made on the infield.
Got her on the 3-1 count, so 1 out, bases empty. London Burrow at the plate. And she'll swing away at the first pitch as well, but it's Gore at short, over to first. Very quickly, 2 up and 2 down.
Again, Benton just has 2 hits in the contest, and they've hit several hard, especially in the last couple innings. A double by Koklager. She came in, the pinch hit, but a missile right at the left fielder. This time, this inning, the advantage to Farmington's Hayes.
It's Aubrey Jackson at the plate, hitting .350 this season. She has 1 of those 2 hits, and she'll swing at this one out of play. 0-1. Bases empty, 2 outs. Top of the 7th.
Benton 2 of 22 today in the box. Wow. 0.91 batting average against Hayes.
0-1 delivery, up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Talking about all of these players for Benton going off to play at college at the next level. Actually, none for Farmington because they've got such a young team. There will be in a couple of years.
Yes. There is no doubt in 3 years or maybe just 2 years for some of these juniors. They're going to be going and playing college, but a lot of sophomores, a lot of freshmen in this roster for Farmington.
1-2 now, and Hadley Hayes a strike away from shutting them down in order. Pitch to Aubrey Jackson outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rexy Crane on the other side, going to go to Missouri State.
He's over 90 pitches now.
And that one caught on the short end of the bat there, looked like, and fouled out of play. Right around the hands.
Yeah, you can see the movement for Crane. You mentioned she's going to Missouri State. That's a Division I type arm.
Yeah.
You can tell by watching her work in the circle that she's got a chance to pay for college and maybe even make a little money playing this sport.
2-2 from Hayes. Fouled back again. Quite the battle going here with Aubrey Jackson, who again is 1 for 2, singled and scored a run back in the 3rd inning. Two runs on 2 hits for Benton. It's 2 runs on 7 hits for Farmington. A little bit of a delay with Chloe Thomas, the catcher. Something in her eye, I think.
Yeah, and anytime you play on the artificial surface, which a lot of these teams do all year anyway, rubber pellets have a tendency to jump up and get you.
Here comes the 2-2 delivery. From Hayes, right down the middle. Strike 3 looking, and she is fired up as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning in a 2-2 game. Farmington, a chance to win it late. Check it out again as we go to the break.
Paints the corner. Hayes is fired up. Farmington, chance to walk it off.
Hey. Hey, you. We know what you did. And we think you're just the most magnificent person ever. Because you support public television, and you did it by donating your car to our station. Vehicle donations like yours bring significant funding to the quality news and programming you turn to every day. So now, it's time to celebrate you and all of our supporters that keep us going.
Centennial Bank supports communities across Arkansas and is a proud supporter of the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas TV Sports. Providing financial services since 1999. Member FDIC. More at my100bank.com.
The fans on the berm out there in the outfield as they're watching on. Fantastic finish in the 5A state championship game. It's going to be the perfect exclamation mark on the weekend. A 2-2 game in the bottom of the 7th inning. And first pitch swinging for Emma Gore, strike one. It'll be Chloe Thomas after Gore, and then Oakley Travis. 5, 6, 7 in the batting order against Rexy Crane. Gore, a single her last time up in the 5th.
That's big for Crane to get ahead in the count, so now she can work her pace. And now it's 0-2. Now you go anywhere as the pitcher in the circle.
Gore singled in the 5th, left at third base, flew out to right field in the 3rd, and reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd. 0-2, high fly ball, left field, playable, and it is caught by Lakin Griffin. One up and one down in the bottom of the 7th.
That's good contact, just missed the barrel just enough as that one was lifted high by Gore in the left field, and Crane might have got away with one there, but still gets the out.
So it brings up Chloe Thomas, the senior catcher. Still looking for her first hit in the game. She'll swing away, fouled out of play. Chloe Thomas hitting .345. 4 doubles, 2 home runs, driven in 21. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th, grounded out in the 4th, struck out in the 2nd. Pitch from Crane, high for a ball, 1-1.
Just left that changeup way out of the zone, but again, just trying to slow down the bat of Thomas. That way you come back in the fastball, try to bust her in on the hands.
1-1 from Crane. Hit to right center. That's down for a base hit. DiGiovanna brings it back in, but it's a 1-out single for Farmington.
Crane missed her spot there. That one caught way too much of the plate, and Thomas, a really good hitting catcher, just sends that one right back up the middle. That's right down Broadway. Just sends it back, and Farmington's got a 1-out base runner in the bottom of the 7th.
And I would imagine they're going to take the catcher out. They are.
Bring in the courtesy runner.
Did that the last time that Thomas was able to get on base. It's Rayleigh Montez in the game at first, running, representing the game-winning run. And at the plate is Oakley Travis.
Montez, another sophomore for Farmington.
1-0 the count. Oakley Travis on base twice in the game. A single in the 5th, walk in the 2nd, and sends this one to left field. High in the air, but it is caught. That's Griffin again, who comes down with the catch. And now there's 2 outs in the inning.
Another one that just get underneath. It did Travis. That one a high, lazy fly ball to left field. Now Crane just 1 out away from sending this one to extras.
Stats have Depew running at first, so we'll go with that. And at the plate Again, it's Gardenhire who hit last inning. Piper Gardenhire at the plate. She calls time. Two down, runner on at first, and a 2-2 game, bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch to Gardenhire. Foul back, and it's 1-2. Excuse me, 1-1.
Every pitch so critical. And you can start to feel the tension in the ballpark.
You can.
All it's going to take is one play that could send us home.
Good shot there a moment ago. That is Olivia Depew over at first base. Pitch to Gardenhire, and she takes for a strike at the knees.
Yeah, that's what the best changeup we've seen from Crane all evening long. Just yanks it back, and there's nothing that Gardenhire could do but watch it catch the inside corner.
Crane 143 pitches. Trying to get one more out. And Gardenhire sends it to right field. That is a fair ball. Depew touches third, rounds home. Here comes the throw. Depew scores. Gardenhire, the game-winning hit. Farmington has walked it off. They beat Benton in the 5A state championship game 3-2.
What a great piece of hitting in a tough spot. Gardenhire brought in the 5th as a pinch hitter. Goes the other way, skirts away from Keene in right field, and the pinch runner comes all the way around from first, and Farmington not only scores the first run against Benton, they score the last run against Benton in the state tournament, and how about a walk-off winner?
Wow, oh wow, what a hit. Depew scoring from first. It did indeed take 3 runs to win it, and Farmington has the 3. They beat Benton 3-2. We're back for the trophy presentation and the announcement of the MVP in just a moment. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas TV Sports.
As our nation marks 250 years, we honor the heroic service and sacrifice of our military and their families. The National Memorial Day Concert.
Join me, Joe Mantegna.
And me, Gary Sinise.
With Noah Wiley, Melissa Leo, Andy Grammer, Mickey Guyton, Jamie Johnson, Mary McCormick, Laura Osnes, and Alan Jackson. The National Memorial Day Concert.
Tomorrow evening at 7.
Join the ranks of corporate sponsors and business partners at Arkansas TV. Your support will shine a light on your business with recognition on air and at major community events. Plus, our viewers love the businesses that underwrite their favorite programs. Showcase your company while making a meaningful impact on lifelong learning. Partner with Arkansas TV to build a brighter future for our state.
Want to see more Arkansas stories? Subscribe to Arkansas TV on YouTube for original productions, extras from your favorite local programs, and our exclusive coverage of high school sports. All available on demand. Scan the QR code to subscribe now.
Everett Buick GMC provides vehicles to Arkansans and supports local organizations. Community involvement has been part of our story for generations. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas TV Sports. More at everettbgmc.com.
Centennial Bank supports communities across Arkansas and is a proud supporter of the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas TV Sports. Providing financial services since 1999. Member FDIC. More at my100bank.com.
For over 70 years, Farm Bureau Insurance has offered coverage for automobiles, homes, farms, and lives across Arkansas. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association. More at afbic.com.
Welcome back. You see Farmington with the championship trophy, the smiles and the celebration as they walk it off in the bottom of the 7th inning. The base hit from Gardenhire scores Depew, and they've got the banner and the trophy to take home and the announcement of the MVP in just a moment. What a finish, Bobby, to the state championship year, for that matter, not just this game.
Yeah, no question. I mean, it was a great year in high school athletics in Arkansas, and here are the highlights for this. But, Farmington falls behind 2-0 on this play. 2 runs come in to score, a wild pitch, and then a throwing error. But Farmington had the patience early, and then they just continued to chip away, put pressure on Benton, and the offense finally broke through. 2 in the 5th, and obviously the huge walk-off winner in the 7th.
2 runs on 2 hits, no errors for Benton. 3 runs on 9 hits and 4 errors for Farmington. But yet they find a way at the end. And Hadley Hayes, she did it at the plate. She did it in the circle. That comeback catch that she had was impressive. And she has just been named the MVP of this game as well. So the freshman, I mean, you talk about already putting your name out there as one of the best players, and she's done all this as a freshman.
All as a freshman, and you can just say the target is clearly on the back of Farmington for years to come because of what they did today and what she's going to be able to do in the future. You can celebrate this championship with Farmington by getting your championship apparel now from Image One. Just visit ArkansasHighSchoolSports.com to find apparel and memorabilia. That's ArkansasHighSchoolSports.com, not only for Farmington, but all the other championships from Weekend of Champions this weekend.
Well, Bobby, I hope that you get a little bit of rest in the next couple of months. I want to thank all of our camera operators as they had to battle the weather throughout the last 3 days, and appreciate those guys and everything they did at both fields, and of course everybody in the truck as well. Just a fantastic crew over the last 3 days. Some long days, but it's a lot of fun, and it was a great finish as a 3-2 final was the score as Farmington beat Benton. For Bobby Swafford, I'm Michael Westbrook and our entire Arkansas TV sports crew. Thanks for watching. You've been watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas TV Sports.